There are some new changes coming down the pike in 2024 for how child support is calculated in California. I'm here to show you some of those changes. There's a whole bunch of stuff in this new law, but I'm only going to focus on a small part of the law, and that has to deal with the guideline formula for how child support is calculated based on various inputs. What I'm finding is that for most of the folks that I work with, we are going to be seeing a significantly higher amount of monthly child support being paid by the higher income parent to the lower income parent. And I want to just show you some examples. The other thing I want to make sure I address at the end is whether if you have a current child support order, whether or not you are able to modify it to use the new calculator. I will address that at the end of this. So I have just a scenario here, A Smith versus B Smith. We are going to assume that A is the primary earner, earns $200,000 in gross salary a year, W-2 employee, and the other parent is a non-working spouse, non-working parent. And let's assume that the employed person is paying $400 a month in healthcare insurance premiums deducted from their paycheck. They have two children, C and D, and they have essentially 50-50 custody, so that they each can file head of household for taxes, which gives you a greater standard deduction than if you're filing single. So people like getting that head of household a deduction or head of household classification. Now, if we go into the weeds on this, I've actually given one parent one more overnight than the other parent, so that just the way I've set it up, it's not quite 50-50. It's just that the one parent of the person who has C most of the time has one more night, and the person who has D most of the time has one more night with that child. Okay, so what am I getting? Under the old child support rules, you can see that the software under these conditions is generating that the breadwinner will have to pay the other parent $2,609 a month, okay, under this scenario. Now check it out. Effective September 1st, 2024, we have to use the new rules. And family law software, which I'm using, and also the Distant Master program, all the programs have updated their software to account for this. So this parent was paying previously $2,609 a month. Guess what now? Effective September 1st, if you're negotiating your child support order on September 1st of 2024 or later, that goes up to $3,173. Check that out. I mean, that's 2,609, that's more than $500 increase a month, right? 2,609, more than $500 a month. Woo. Now, let's pretend that we've imputed minimum wage income to the non-earning spouse, non-earning parent. And I know minimum wage is always changing, but I know fast food workers are supposed to be getting 20 bucks an hour now, but maybe 18 for other workers. Let's just assume that this spouse or the parent is earning about $38,000 a year, full-time minimum wage income. That's close enough. Well, under the old rules, this parent would receive $1,761. Under the new rules, $2,044. So another increase of over 300 bucks a month. Okay. Now let's look and see what if we have a less of a variation between incomes. So let's say this parent is earning $250,000 a year, and this parent is earning $200,000 a year. And this parent pays they both pay $400 a month in health care insurance through their employers. Well, in this case, under the old rules, child support would be $412 a month. Under the new rules, it's only gone up to $455 a month. And that makes sense because of the ratio, the percentage increase. You're starting with a smaller base, so the impact of the new order on a dollar amount isn't that much. It still may be substantial percentage-wise, but on dollar amount, it's not that much. Now, let's do another scenario. I want to go back to the other scenario where you had one parent earning $200,000 a month and the other parent earning zero, okay? And no health insurance here, okay? So we go back to the child support of $2,609 a month under the old rules. Now, if your divorce was pending and you wanted to know what the temporary spousal support number would be based on the Santa Clara formula, which is many counties, including San Diego County, use the Santa Clara formula, well, I can now put in some spousal support. I'm going to need my glasses for this. Let's see. Yes. All right. Now we get under this scenario where, again, second parent earning nothing, first parent earning $200,000 W-2, $400 deduction for health care. In this case, if we have a spousal support temporary order, or again, not to be used for post-judgment, this is a temporary spousal support calculation, you can see that the child support is $2,643 and the temporary spousal support is $2,592. If the new rules result in this child support number increasing, what happens to the temporary spousal support number? I think you're going to guess, and you're probably going to guess right, but let's see what happens. So we have this $2,600 and change for child support, $2,600 and change for spousal support. If we now use the new rules, child support bounced up a lot as we thought, but the spousal support went down roughly the same to accommodate that change, because we're all talking here, this is a calculator that's calculating the taxes and looking at how the disposable income of each party contrasts with each other. So it wasn't surprising to me that if you're operating under a temporary spousal support order, that under the new rules, if the child support monthly payment increases, the spousal support monthly payment would decrease to accommodate for the fact that the person paying child support at a higher level now has less disposable income from which to pay spousal support. Now, if you are post-judgment and you're not using a temporary spousal support number, this becomes interesting, because you probably know that if you can't mediate or collaborate on a spousal support number to use, that the court, in ordering a spousal support number, would have to use the statutory factors, which are mostly, in my opinion, subjective. So anyway, I think this is very interesting. Let me just sum this up by saying that you should expect that in most cases, because apparently there are some cases where the child support won't increase, but for my clients who are typically upper middle class folks throughout California, affluent, at least middle class and higher, we're going to see some higher child support numbers, I think. Now, you're going to ask me this question, Laurie, what if I already have a child support order that I'm operating under? Can I get it modified now that it's going to be higher? Well, I don't know the answer to that question, because I am not a family law attorney and I don't work on child support modifications. So I do know that there are various criteria that must be met in order for you to be going and asking for the child support order to be modified. So this will be a very good question to ask your family law attorney. So I hope you found this interesting. If you would like to contact me for any type of financial analysis or financial advice or divorce financial planning for your California divorce, you can reach me, Laurie Itkin, at theoptionslady.com. That's theoptionslady.com. And let me switch to my, let's see if I can switch to my logo, theoptionslady.com. All right, thank you for watching.